Spacey, Sims, and we are back with more Men of Yoshiwara, Kikuya, and it has been a long time since I played this. I mean, like, over a week, if not close to a week and a half. But, I was, like, really ahead when we finished, Kaguro's Path, and I'm, like, really behind now. So, there's that. But anyway, we are starting Iroha's Path today. So, woo! Anyway, it's kind of easier with this when, like, being... Sorry, that was weird. My screen just did weird stuff. But, it's a lot easier when you're starting in a new path and you don't remember. And I hope you can't hear my dishwasher. It's really freaking loud, so... Alright. The sake or the kiss. Ooh. After making up my mind, I stared at Iroha's face. I'd like to have you, Iroha-san. I'm sorry. I know she's saying it awkwardly, but it is literally like, I'd like to have you. Yeah. I mean, he is pretty, I do like that. After clearly stating that, Iroha smiled at me gently. However, I wonder why I was getting a somewhat cold impression from him. He's like, I run this joint. I don't have to do that shit anymore. Well. I should be honored, shouldn't I? He gave a brief snicker. I also don't remember all the voices for all of them because it's been that long, so sorry. And from that laugh, I could feel that he was looking down on me. Was it bad? For me to have chosen him? I felt confused and worried. Then... Hey, I can't just ignore what you said. Did you say you're choosing Iroha? I'm the one you should be choosing. Already chose you, sweet cheek. Sit down. Takao brought his face close to me and gave me a glare reminiscent of a wild beast. That's not a turn-on. That's right. It was like a tiger. His smooth movements were beast-like. It made me utterly terrified. Don't come close to me. I retreated in fear. When I did, he suddenly grabbed my arm. Hey, calm down. No one's gonna try and eat you, miss. We're just having a little look at a cute girl. After he said that, Tokiwa scooted up next to me, which made my body shudder. Then, I heard the sound of someone clapping their hand right next to me. Be quiet. You guys are being so loud in front of the shop. Yes. I guess I will take our leave for now. Let's go, Tokiwa. Alright, see you later, cutie. While still carrying a conversation between themselves, Takao and Tokiwa left. I apologized for all the noise. No, it's okay. You're such an adorable girl. So it can't be helped that everyone wants to get friendly with you. Oh no, but I'm not special. I'm just average. That's the way we all feel, huh? Isn't someone like me just unusual in a place like this? What do you mean by unusual? I'm just a plain and simple girl who doesn't wear enough makeup. I love how they're always, like, 100% gorgeous with perfect bodies, but they're like, no, I'm just a plain potato. That doesn't matter. As I started to hang my head in disappointment, Takao scooped up my chin. I'm assuming they mean Iroha because Takao left, but anyway, scooped up my chin and glared at me as if he were appraising my value. His beautiful fingers were cool to the touch. Yeah, I'm assuming that meant to say Iroha. His eyes seemed like they could see through everything. They were terribly cold. I felt as if my heart would even forget to beat. The more I look at you, the more I notice just how fine and beautiful your skin is. It's adorable how you're always reacting so innocently. Well, I mean, I am innocent, so... It would seem that you have something that could bring pleasure to men. You know what, let's just let that one go. Bring pleasure to men? Oh, God. I began to speak, but held my tongue. Girl, yes. Shh. My face further burned with embarrassment. And this is where gentlemen of the night sell their bodies. After saying this, Iroha-san brought his lips close to my ears and whispered gently, a girl who can't please a man won't receive her favorite gentleman's seed. Oh, dear God, did you have to go there? I feel so dirty. I didn't need to scrub my whole body. Look, I mean, he's not wrong, technically, but like, ew, make it sound disgusting, why don't you? Ugh. I'm sorry, also, that just implies that you think I want to get pregnant, and I really don't, and that's even worse for me. Like, I mean, I guess if I had ever had the desire for children, I wouldn't be so like, ugh. I find that so, ugh. It's like moist. It's not the greatest word in the world, but it doesn't bother me as much as like, receive his seed. Ugh! Gross. I'm gonna gag. It's just so disturbing. Ugh, phrasing, Iroha, Jesus. Yeah. I was aware. Then that's the sort of place this is. Yes. But also, here's the funniest part about this. Like, a woman who can't please a man isn't gonna, like, get him off. I'm pretty fucking sure she could just lay there and do nothing and you'd still get off. And it's also your job to please me because I'm paying you. I just like how even though this whole thing is like the reverse thing of like, oh, I'm going to buy a man, it's your job to please me. It's still all about, oh, yeah, they all want me. Oh, yeah, you're pretty, so yeah, I want you. Yeah, like, are you buying me or am I buying you? Because I just feel a little bit like I'm the one being bought here, and that's disturbing. Right? Anyway. But I feel that his description was pretty graphic. I mean, I'll do my best. No. I don't want to hear that. It sounds like a lot. Like, I don't want to hear that is my instant react. I'm sure that's not the right choice. It's like, I'll do my best. But, oh god. This is hard. I hate, ooh. I don't think it sounds like a lot. It sounds like a lot. Like, no, for me it's like, ew, gross, no. But I wonder if it's really expecting me to, you know what I mean? I just want to say I don't want to hear that. I don't actually care. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear those kinds of things. Oh, what a naive young lady. I'm sure that's terribly, terribly wrong. I'm absolutely sure that was wrong, but that's my I don't want to hear that. Gross. Yeah, I'm sure I got no points for that one, but... Well, I guess it'll still be some time before you have a child. His eyes are always tracing flowing curves. So smooth and moist. His glance is just so sensuous. See, moist didn't bother me as much as, like, getting his seed. Well, shall we go, miss? Is something wrong? It won't bother me if you choose another gentleman. No, I didn't mean... Well then, this way, please. There's nothing to be nervous about. He gently placed his hand on my back and urged me forward. With the incredibly gentle motions of his hand and his tone, I was moved to step forward. What is this place? A normal parlor? What are we going to do here? Miss, you seem to be the most inexperienced customer that I've ever met. I'm sorry. Why are you apologizing? I just thought that your reaction was adorable. He directed an affectionate smile at me, easing my worries. He's the glasses asshole without the glasses, right? Like, he's gonna be that, and that's what, I love this character. I love someone who's like, yeah, whatever, like, just, like, little teasing and a little asshole. As long as you're not always a nasty bastard after we get you out of here. I'm just saying. I just like teasing you and being mean. Okay, could you not? Sometimes I can handle it, but I need my marshmallow to, like, melt a little, that's all I'm saying. Perhaps choosing him was the right choice. He is kind, caring, and has a quiet demeanor, and he's fucking pretty. But deep inside his eyes, there's something that seems cold. Please sit in the seat of honor. Okay. He seems cold because he has to be detached. Maybe he just wants to be loved. It's okay, we'll fix that for him. I sat down as instructed. Perhaps because I was nervous, my body remained stiff. It was clear to see how tense I was. You'll wear yourself out if you get so worked up. As he chuckled, Iroha-san swiftly brought his body close to mine. This greatly increased my anxiety. Other clients also come here and get nervous, just like you are now. What do you mean? This is a place where gentlemen of the night exchange intimacies and drinks with customers. And this is also your last chance to decide if your choice was truly a good one. This is where intimacies are... So will I drink with you here, Iroha-san? No. And just for today, as a special treat, I'll take you to the room for the next stage. Iroha-san shook his head slowly. When he did, his beautiful black hair swayed side to side. I became captivated by his glossy black hair. Why are you staring at my face? Is something wrong? Because you're beautiful and I want to stare at your face. Is that right? I mean, like, come on. There you go. I just thought that you're beautiful. What a smooth talker you are. The instant that I blurted out my true feelings, my face became heated. I'm not just flattering you. I can tell from your eyes. And they do not lie. He stared at me. Iroha's glance intertwined with mine. Why? Why can't I look away from his glance? Well, shall we move on to the next room? Is he going to deflower me like the first chapter? Oh, that's exciting. You know, normally you have to wait till the end and it's like, no, girl, just get it on. I don't want to read it, but, you know. He seems to be taking pleasure in this. Iroha-san stood up smoothly. The way he moves is so beautiful. Could this be true beauty? The thought of this made me sigh. I mean, seriously, the other ones, we got a banquet, and we had fun and dancing, and then they took us to the bedroom, and we just slept there. But now he's like, oh, no. We're going straight to the bedroom. Bow, chicka, wow, wow. Get my money's worth. I mean, but nothing's going to happen. They do this. They set you up, and then you fail. What an incredibly luxurious room. The furniture in this room is so expensive that even our warehouse can't sell it. The bed was lavishly decorated with gold foil and looked very comfortable. As luck would have it, the client went back home. So I brought you to this room. As luck would have it? Now that you mention it, I do recall that the client of someone named Kagura-san went back. They didn't use this room, so perhaps it would be better if we used it. Don't you get your own room? I mean, that's a little creepy that you're like, oh yeah, I just had a customer, let me just... Ew! Someone else's wet spot. Gross. Okay, when you think of the logistics of all this, it's kind of gross. It's like, oh. Skin's crawling a little. I made you come here, so as an apology. And this will be your room for tonight. Feel free to use it. What does he mean by feel free to use it? I also wanted to choose you, and you're like, here you go, and you leave. Like, are you a bellhop at a hotel, or are you my manservant for the night? It's not like this is a hostel. So, just what does he mean by feel free? I tilted my head in confusion. So, why don't we retire for the night, or for tonight? Huh? Gently, Iroha-san nestled his body into the bed. As this surprised me, he then called me over with a soft waving motion. You seem quite worn out from being nervous today. Go ahead, come here. Come on, please lay down next to me. All the power in my legs left me, and yet, Iroha-san's sex appeal slowly pulled me in closer to him. That is his job. Come on. And finally, he extended his hand and pulled me in. He definitely didn't pull me in strongly, and yet he pulled me in with such ease. Warm, large, and rugged. The warmth of a man's body was right next to me. The more that I became aware of this, the more rigid my body became. Just as I began to say that I'd like to go back, Iroha-san's warm hands touched my hair, ever so gently, as if he cherished it. Iroha-san's hands glided back and forth across my hair. He sealed my body's movement completely, because it was so comfortable. My body that felt so stiff before was now losing its power. But, uh, um, is this the pillow talk that happens in Yoshiwara? What do you mean? Just snuggling in bed and stroking my hair. Is that all? Iroha-san's eyes became wide with surprise. Oh, no, I mean, I understand that this isn't enough to create a child. She's like, I know what sex is. So, I mean, I absolutely had no idea what to say. But I know I'm lacking in knowledge, but what I'm saying doesn't make any sense. Sorry. So awkward when I have to laugh. It's like, ha 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 ha. I guess I should have known that he would laugh at me. I'm sorry. I'm Kikuya's manager. Iroha-san quickly stopped his laughter. He put on a thoughtful look and spoke in a persuasive tone. What in the world? I can't read. That's right. He did say that he was a manager. I see. I guess that I'll have to start my explanation from there. The job of a manager is to take care of the people in this shop. Entertaining clients is not included in my job description. This made my eyes open wide with surprise. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I'm sorry for asking you to do this. I'm assuming he's the manager, but he's done this before. You know what I mean? You would think. Because, like, how else would you get to be the man? You just magically Mr. Manager? Like, please don't worry about it. I thought you already knew that when you chose me. I thought that you didn't want anything to happen here. I'm sorry. No, please. Well, shall we start over? It was as if Iroha-san's gaze were inviting me. That was all it took to make my heart skip a beat. And this isn't something that I usually ask customers. But allow me to ask you something. Okay? Do you want to experience the pillow talk that happens in Yoshiwara? My cheeks became hot with embarrassment once again. However, Iroha-san's serious eyes made me stop. I am interested in that. I see. If so, then as a representative of Kikuya, I will officially entertain you. To officially conduct relations in the red light district, there are a number of steps to be taken. So you pull me into bed and now we're gone? Like, what? Man. Okay. And this parlor is the place for that? As I wondered where he would take me to next, I felt a sense of relief to know that this was the first place that I was brought to. Exactly. If it were a low-ranking gentleman of the night, you could sleep with him quickly. Oh, okay. So it's like, oh, you don't get to, I paid for this, but you gotta, like, woo them. This just seems a little backwards. Like, I'm just saying, if you were a man going into a brothel, you'd be like, here's my money, I expect to sleep with the lady. Oh, I gotta woo her and take my time and work. I mean, I don't really know. I've never gone to a brothel, obviously, but I'm just saying. And maybe it's different back in the day, but I'm just, really? I paid you good money and I want your services. But don't make me read it. But for those we call courtesans, it would take 2 or 3 visits before you lay together. And nothing would happen unless you were chosen by the courtesan. Oh, interesting. So you go and you're paying to be entertained by them and get taught. It's like a host club. But like, maybe if you're lucky after like the 3rd or 4th time you go, they're like, yeah, I kind of want to sleep. And they have the choice not to sleep with you. Huh. Interesting. I feel like Iroha's path should have been like the first one, because like now you know how this all works. I don't know how this works. I don't know. Anyway. So the client doesn't really choose the courtesan? So what about me? I feel like I have absolutely no chance of ever being chosen by the courtesan called Takao. Lies. We got chosen. More than that, I've already chosen Iroha-san, who's right before me. There's no need for you to look so disappointed. Because you're more than cute enough to be chosen. No, please. Well, let us drink together tonight. Could you imagine how fucking awful you would feel if you were like, look, I really desperately want a baby, and you go pay, and the guy's like, yeah, nah. But, what? Or what if you chose Takao, right? He's just not into you, but like Tokiwa would totally have been into you. Because like, everybody's got different tastes. He's like, nah. So you don't get to, if the courtesan, you're like, I'm just stuck with this courtesan that doesn't want to bone me, but that guy over there would have boned me and I could have chosen him? Like, what the fuck? Man, that sucks. You're paying for this and it's so difficult to be the woman in this situation. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Like, shit. If you're the woman paying a courtesan, you're like getting the raw end of the stick because they're like, nah, I don't feel like boning you. But you can still spend all your money on me and I'll say nice things to you, but we were not having any sex, so you're not getting a baby out of this, if that's what you went for, right? But if you were a female courtesan, they'd be like, damn right, you're gonna fuck this dude because he paid for you. And you'd be like, but that's not fair. God damn it. Flips computer in a rage. It does not pay to not have a penis, apparently. This just ruins everything. Whole life is a lie. But seriously, some kind of fucked up shit. It's nicer for the courtesans if you think about it. Male or female, if you thought this was the logistics of how it works. You're like, well, that's nicer. And maybe it was. But like, I'm just saying, that's not how it usually works for women folk. And that's just, like, fucking disappointing. Like, jeez. Oh, I feel personally attacked here. Okay, well, let's drink together. We already read that. And get to know each other deeply. I mean, that's what I was hoping for, but you're telling me I gotta pay for it, and then I might not get to know you deep. Oh, okay, never mind. That was inappropriate. Iroha-san poured alcohol into my cup. He carried himself smoothly and deftly. No movement was in vain. I was utterly mesmerized. Here you go, Spacey-san. I took the cup of sake and said to Iroha-san, ask about his hobbies. That's weird. Give him praise. Introduce yourself. Were we starting over? Should I introduce myself? I feel like this is a trick. You know what I mean? Like, ask about his hobbies. Okay, no. There's always one that's... I mean, you know what I'm saying? I lost my train of thought. There's always one that's just not... That's instantly like, yeah, I don't think so. That's the ask about his hobbies. So what do you do for fun? I manage a brothel. What do you think I do for fun? Like, play soccer with the boys? Like, what? You know what? Introduce yourself. I'm kind of confused about that, but also give him praise. I don't know. These are all kind of awkward. I feel like giving him praise would be too much. You know what I mean? You're like, oh my god, you're so amazing. That's a little awkward. That's a little awkward. But maybe we should, but I don't know. He already knows who we are, so why would we... I feel like, okay. Follow my logic here. He already knows who we are. So the fact that they have introduced yourself is like, I feel like, not like it's a trick question, but it's like you're putting this in there, but I've already introduced myself, so you want me to introduce myself again for some bizarre reason. I don't understand that, but I'm going to do that, because I feel like that's the right one, because it's like, you're like, I already introduced myself, it's like a trick. It's a trick. Put that in there to trick me to not choose that. That's probably wrong, but whatever. My name is Spacey. He was surprised. Iroha-san looked like his eyes had become 2 dots on his face. Did I say something strange? You're a funny girl, aren't you? And the night is long. Let us drink sake and have a leisurely conversation. Okay? I said so with enthusiasm, but maybe because I don't have any chance to drink alcohol, the amount of sake in my glass barely went down. To start with, I can only take little sips of sake, like a dog lapping up water. So that's just the way it was. Miss. Sake isn't something that you take little sips of. I'm sorry. Hmm. Could it be because you're not used to it? Well then, this is where I have no choice but to make you drink. What just happened? My mind didn't follow. Iroha-san's eyes got so close to me, and I felt something warm and very tender on my lips. Our lips were touching each other's. He just went in fast for the kiss. A sweet smell came forth from between his lips, and a liquid flowed and spread into my mouth. I don't understand why this is like such a thing in a lot of Otome games. I don't. This is sake. I gulped down the sake and it ran down my throat. The sake left a hot, burning sensation in my throat, and my body temperature quickly rose. I now personally came to know that this is what happens when you drink sake. But what made me even more surprised was my kiss with Iroha. Why did you kiss me? Is this your first time to kiss a man? I nodded my head again and again. That's what I thought. But this is the first time that I've seen such an innocent reaction. Are you not aware that your body desires a man? Hey, whoa, my body could desire a woman. Don't presume to know my sexuality, bro. Also, her body could desire to not have sex at all. She could be asexual, okay? Don't presume to know. I'm just saying, he doesn't know. I mean, obviously, we know she desires a man, and she's not asexual because we wouldn't be at the brothel, but, I mean, I'm just saying. Don't assume things. Yes, I said assume by assume. Yeah, I did. You knew it. You knew what I was going for. Anyway. What are you saying? How regrettable that you're unaware of a woman's joy. I just think it's so funny that a woman's joy is what we can give you. I mean, she can figure that out and give it to herself, just by the way, because I'm just saying, you think you're that good, but are you really? Oh, God. A woman's joy is desiring a man. Everything gotta revolve around you, doesn't it, boy? Jesus. Though I do not believe you'll become aware of this tonight, I'll entertain you with all my heart. Whoa! That was a fast CG. I'm gonna choke. Sorry to cough. As soon as he said that, he took a swig of sake and kissed me again. Iroha-san's tongue churned the sake in my mouth along with my tongue. I was embarrassed by this action and tried to escape, but his tongue played harder with mine. My mouth, which had been closed, began to loosen and sake spilled out. Blech! Yeah. The cold liquid flowed from my mouth and reached my neck. This was the sweet sake that flowed forth from both our mouths. It's always I know it's supposed to be sake, but it's like when they like the spit trails and things in games, and you're like, why? The sake is not as gross, but it's also like, it's gonna be like warm and full of like spit. That's weird. Oh, look at that. It's spilling from your mouth. Well, you should just lick it off my throat then. Oh, that's less disturbing than the spit trails. God. Drink up. But... I won't accept any excuses. Open your mouth. Sake came into my mouth once again. I mean, this is like, she's straight up drugging me. Like, this is too much alcohol. But, like, do I have to, like, I'm not, like, chugging. Jesus, sometimes you don't just do shot for shot. You gotta pace yourself. At the same time, something else came in. Oh. It wasn't sake. Something soft stimulated my tongue. We already said that his tongue was in your mouth, so this is like it's not new. Your cheeks are blushing so adorably. He licked my lips with his tongue, and a shudder came across my body. I can tell that you're fully enjoying Kikuya. I'm not fully enjoying it yet, because you won't sleep with me. Wait, what? Nothing but true. I couldn't breathe well, so I opened my mouth. Without hesitation, Iroha-san poured the sake in his mouth into mine. If this continues, I'll get drunk in no time. No. Maybe I'm already drunk. I felt myself clinging to Iroha-san's neck. The position of my body made it look like I was begging him. Is this a trick question? Which do you want more? Sake or my kiss? Since you're hesitating to give an answer, would it be okay for me to assume you want my kiss? I mean, I kind of want to say yes to that one. I don't know. Because I've never felt like this before. And nothing would give me more pleasure. I'll guide you through the night of your dreams. Iroha-san's thin lips approached me. Maybe it was because of the sake, but his lips were glowing in an obscene manner. Though I felt embarrassed, the urge to kiss him myself coursed through me. It appears that Kikuya suits you. Huh? It's written on your face. It says I want it right now. Perhaps. Iroha's words are correct. I mean, yeah, probably. That's why I suddenly tried to escape. Where are you running off to? There's nowhere for you to escape to. I wonder if this is what it feels like to want a man. From my lips, I felt an indescribable ecstasy, and my head became light. I felt like I didn't care what will happen to me anymore. And my heart felt that way too. As I drowned in sake and Iroha-san's kisses, before I knew it, I lost consciousness. He kissed us into a blackout state. Wow. Man! The event of last night. He's so good we passed out. Probably from lack of oxygen and just like 5 gallons of sake that he just poured down our throat, but just to say his kisses are magical. This is rude. Are you kidding me? I paid and you didn't even put me in a room for the night? You threw me in this thing? This is where you go when I passed out because I was sick. I'm not sick, you just drugged me. Well, I got drunk. But God knows. Just a lot of liquor. He plied me with a lot of liquor. Hold on, I have to turn my volume down because I had it up louder because, like, honestly, like, my dishwasher was still up and now it's turned off, so now I can hear. Anyway. The morning sun shined on my face, disrupting my slumber. I wanted to sleep just a little longer, though. I opened my eyes to try and wake up before my mother could come and wake me. Huh? This room is quiet and modest. Where am I? What am I doing here? I immediately recalled the events of last night. My cheeks instantly became hot with shame. The things I did in that luxurious and gorgeous room. They were all experiences that I tasted for the first time. Sake and getting kissed by a man. I'm so ashamed. Girl, you got a long way to go. That night was fraught with danger and temptation. Why are you making such a sour face in the morning? When I turned back, Iroha-san was looking down at me while carrying 2 trays in his hand. Iroha-san, what am I doing here? Why don't I explain over breakfast? Well, come out of bed. Yes, sorry. I just woke up, but Iroha-san appears to have already dressed himself and done his morning preparations. I'm so pathetic. I dressed myself and got out of bed. Well then, shall we have breakfast? Iroha-san placed a tray in front of me. Iroha-san then swiftly sat down. But because he sat facing me, I felt somewhat uncomfortable. Please eat. Okay, thank you. I took the chopsticks in my hand and began to bring food to my mouth. I then caught a glimpse of Iroha-san. He was eating his food with a nonchalant look on his face. If you'd like to say something, now's the time to say it. He said that He said that with his eyes on my tray. I was wondering why I'm in this room. I had no choice but to carry you to my room. Please forgive me. You had no choice? Yes. It was time for you to get going, but there were no signs of you waking up anytime soon. Every other night I've been able to stay the full night with, like, is it because it's him? Like, I'm not special enough to spend the night? It's true, he doesn't have, like, a courtesan's bedroom type of thing, so. Sorry, I didn't know that was the reason. I've never overslept like that before. Perhaps because you had sake in you. Sake? As soon as he said that, I remembered what I did last night. I kissed him so many times. And in the end, we kissed as I clung to him. When I remembered that, I became so embarrassed that it felt like flames were bursting from my face. Flames? flames on the side of my face. Breathing, breathless. I guess it can't be helped since many of those experiences were firsts for you after all. For the first time, as Yoshiwara pointed that out, my heart skipped a beat. Unable to properly form any words, I returned my chopsticks to the tray and stood up. I'm truly sorry for troubling you yesterday. I bowed with great force. Then I darted out of Yoshiwara's room to escape. I don't remember much after that. I just ran and ran some more. I soon found that I was no longer in Kikuya, but in the silence of Inari's shrine. My heart ran wild from shame. And to calm my heart, I crouched down in a corner of the grounds of Inari's shrine. If I could only erase yesterday's events. I thought about that over and over. What am I doing? Drinking that much sake. In my current state, I guess you could say that I wanted to crawl into a hole. And beyond that, my memory is fuzzy. I let out a sigh of exasperation as I held my head. Then I suddenly remembered and stood up. That's right. It happened while I was taking care of an errand yesterday. Thinking that my mother must be worried, I hurried back home. As I snuck back into my own room, the sliding door clattered loudly as it was opened. Welcome home, Spacey. You were planning to come back in without so much as a hello, weren't you? I'm sorry. Before you apologize, tell me where you went to last night. Actually, I went to Kikuya where I brought the package. But I didn't really do anything. Who would believe that you could spend a night in the red light district and not do anything? Spacey, you're still too young to get too acquainted with a man, let alone have a child. I'm sorry to have made you worry, but really, I didn't do anything. I can't do anything because it's already happened, but you really have to be careful. You need to know that you'll get played with and abandoned. I mean, she's not wrong, because, it's not like there's only, 10 men and 5 bazillion women. You know what I'm saying? Once I nodded deeply in response to my mother's words, I left my room relieved. Iroha-san. It really was the night of my dreams. When I remembered Iroha-san's kiss, somewhere deep inside my chest ached. He must be disappointed that I actually fainted. Oh, and I didn't pay any money. Should I go back to that red light district? The thought of that made me recoil. And what could this hot feeling be? What should I do? A few days passed since I visited Kikuya. Spacey, what are you daydreaming about? And don't tell me you're remembering Yoshiwara again. No, not at all. It's strange. There's nothing strange about me. I'm okay, don't worry. I was surprised at just how sharp my mom's senses are. I had already settled on going to Kikuya today to pay my money. I'll be right back. I'm sorry, Mother. When I came into Kikuya, I was taken aback. Iroha-san greeted me with his arms crossed in an imposing stance. Wow, mumbled that. I feel that it would be misleading to say that he greeted me. What are you doing here in the middle of the night? You didn't think it would be dangerous? I was just so focused on coming. I'm sorry. This is not the kind of thing where everything will be okay with an apology. But nothing happened. When I said that and smiled, a flash of anger came across Iroha-san's face. So what? He's so scary. This time you're safe, and I'm glad to see that, but I don't know what will happen next time. As he coldly declared that, he keenly communicated that he was worried about me and that I should be careful. I felt a sense of remorse from the bottom of my heart and bowed. I would never in my life ask you to go out at this time. Okay? So what did you come here for today? Oh yes, I forgot to pay last time. You came all this way to bring your payment. You really didn't have to do something like that. Why? Did I do something that required money that night? If you're saying that I was taking care of a child, then I guess that might warrant payment. Don't say something like that. You were so nice to me before. Indeed, and no Yoshiwara gentleman would treat a client coldly. Urawa-san's words cut into my own naive idea. Kissing is part of the job, and if desired, anyone can do that. Even if I wanted to understand it in my mind, my heart would not follow. You understand, don't you? You need to take that money and go back home immediately. I'll have someone who has nothing to do accompany you. My heart ached so much that tears formed before my eyes. When I did this, without a word, he put out one of his arms. Thinking that he was chasing me out, I flinched and shrunk my shoulders inward. Don't be scared. Just like before, his hand began to gently stroke my head. Iroha-san... Well then, it will be unsafe for you to go back now. So why don't you spend the night here and return in the morning? Would I spend the night with you, Iroha-san? As I said that, I noticed that I had said something really childish. No, I won't be there, so please spend your time relaxing. But it would be better if I were with Iroha-san. To say that it would be better with him, I never imagined that I could say something like that. To think that until yesterday I was in agony over the shame of what I had done. You're something else. I'm sorry. He would probably look down upon me, honest girl like me. He would probably look down upon me, honest girl like me, saying something like that. The fuck actually happened? Did they have a seizure when they were typing? He would probably look down upon an honest girl like me saying something like that. You have quite a bit of courage, don't you? Am I causing you trouble because I came all this way? Because it's you. Because it's you. I'm gonna go slutty like that. Because it's Iroha-san. Did I do something to you? I think that now is my only chance to choose you, since you're a manager. Be that as it may, and this is not an issue that I can easily accept. Oh no. What? It's you again. If Iroha rejects you, then why don't I be your partner? It's better if you partner up with a veteran. I'll take care of you. Gentleman, okay, it's just a random guy. Oh wow, I heard a rumor that you partnered up with the manager. Choose me. No, this is just the right time for me. I'll take care of you in a short amount of time. Whoa. I'll take care of you in a short amount of time. Not really winning at that one. It'll only take me 30 seconds. I'm not here for a quickie, buddy. Like, this is just like an exhibition. I can't stand this. Without answering, I put my head down. Then I heard the sound of clapping. Quiet. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Iroha-san's words were said coldly, and in reaction, the gentleman's movements instantly stopped. She chose me once. Even if I am a manager, I took her as my wife for the night. I intend to take care of this lady until she's satisfied. So wait, you're gonna take care of... I'm satisfied, I don't need to come back. I will never be satisfied. Even when I am, I'm going to lie to you and say that I'm not. He glanced at them to stop the rowdy gentleman of the night. Is that all right with you? Let it be known that she is my client. I wasn't sure if it was because of Iroha-san's glare, but the gentleman of the night fell silent. Just who were those people? I heard the gentlemen of the night have a top education and masters singing and entertaining, but those guys from before were looking down upon me like they were praising me. Everyone certainly had beautiful and gentle features. But if that's so, then why did I feel so uncomfortable to be surrounded by them? Because they were treating me like a piece of meat, which is weird. I've taken on quite the troublemaker. I listened to Iroha-san's complaints as he walked forward. I'm sorry. If you don't like me, then I should choose some other... Spacey-san, those guys will play you. Iroha-san then stopped and turned back. His profile left me with a sobering, cold impression that made my heart anxious. What do you mean that they'll play me? Exactly as I said. They steal money from their clients and quit them when there's nothing left. Squeeze. I remember what my mother had said and held my body. It sounded so terrifying. But it's probably because this is Yoshiwara. Perhaps I've unwittingly embarked on a path of carnage. Are you scared? Just a little. Why did I disobey my mother? She brought up her mother? Am I scared? Just a little. It's okay. I want to be like, it's okay. But I feel like, see, this one was like my mother told me this would happen. He's like, are you scared? I shouldn't have listened to my mother. I feel like, again, I feel like that's the trick that they led me to. This is what I get for disobeying my mother. But I'm okay with that. Really? You're a troubling lady. Even if something scary might happen, I still wanted to see Iroha-san. It was strange, but I thought that I wanted to know this person. I get that that's how they speak in Japanese. She would say Iroha-san, but like, could we have put the translation you? Because it seems so awkward and stilted when you read it in English out. It's like awkward. I still wanted to see Iroha-san. I still wanted to see Tim. And Tim is standing right in front of me. He's like, yeah, me? What? Because it's just not how we speak in English. So it just sounds awkward, so. I don't know. I keep reading it that way because I just feel weird just changing it to you, even though I should, because it's just, but anyway. It was strange, but I thought that I wanted to know this person. I already read that. Well, thank you for saving me. It's not something you need to thank me for. I had no choice but to take you in. Though he looked down on me with cold eyes, I also felt strongly aware of his kindness and big heart. Sorry. His kindness and big heart. It was like a yawn just instantly came up as I was trying to read that line. Wow. The adult and the child. This sounds wrong. You're bringing me here? The place that I was brought to was Iroha-san's room. My feet stopped abruptly near the entrance. In comparison, Iroha-san sat on top of the tatami mat in a relaxed way. Yes, is there a problem with that? I felt that he was looking down on me and my face became hot with shame. Today, I'd like to pay in full. Iroha-san blocked my words and gave a big nod. I understand, but I have no intention of treating you as a customer, miss. Confused, I tightly gripped my hands together in front of my bosom. Is it because I'm a little girl? But today, I'm not a little girl though, I'm just a young woman. Today I have money. I have enough for last time, which he said he didn't need, and for this time as well. I came to Iroha-san's side and put the money next to him. Look, I really have the money. That's not it. Put this away. Iroha-san pushed the money back to me. Please take it. It's like we're fighting. I'd be like, why? Ask him why. I said I don't need it. Put it away. No. He's like, God damn it, I want to have sex with you, but I don't want you to pay for it. I just want to do it for freebies. After that, we both became silent. We weren't staring at each other, but the situation turned into something similar. And you're pretty stubborn, aren't you, Iroha-san? As are you. I thought you'd be a pushover, but you still won't back down. I'm quite surprised. Then Iroha-san began to snicker in amusement. Oh, you're so troublesome. I could say the same for you too, Iroha-san. You're troublesome. Are you saying that you have no intention of taking my money? Yes. But I believe that I have an obligation to pay. No, you do not. I know that you said that nothing happened on that day, Iroha-san. Yes. But something did happen, didn't it? What could have happened? We had a conversation, we drank sake, we kissed, that's what happened. Because we drank sake together, we had a conversation. Okay, I get it, you're coming into a brothel and you're paying for services and part of that could be conversation. But normally, it's not like you talk to someone on the street and you give them $5. We drank sake, I mean, you forced it down my throat, but you also kissed me with that, so this is what happened. Didn't we kiss? All I did was make you drink sake. Perhaps I should back down. Yeah, I should thank him for yesterday and bow my head. It's okay for you to consider it all a complimentary service. Service? Well then... What? So, after I slept, Nothing happened, right? Wow. He's like, girl, I don't do that for free. I am not a child. I don't like that he's calling us that and then we're gonna end up fucking each other. That's just weird. No, that's creepy. I may be young, but I'm not that young. It's not like I'm 12. Jesus. I am not so starved to partner myself with a sleeping child. Iroha-san said that without any hesitation, as if it were totally obvious. Is that so? Are you disappointed by that? Or are you relieved? I'd like to ask your honest opinion. I'm disappointed you called me a child. I'm relieved you didn't take advantage of me, but I'm disappointed that you think I'm a child. At any rate, I can't believe you prefer to be with a man who you suspected of doing something to you. It seems that you're interested in those things more than I imagined. Oh, no, that's... perhaps it would have been better to have prepared one night of the gentlemen who were free. Huh? No, I'm okay. You're strange. So you're saying that you're choosing me. Am I mistaken to think that's what it is? Now that you mention it, what a complicated feeling. Just what was I thinking in the first place? Was I thinking that I want to sleep with this beautiful man? I couldn't forget that kiss from before. Do I want to move even further forward and sleep with him? From the fact that you've gone silent, perhaps I've been a little too mean. Huh? To partner with such a cute girl. I can't say such spiteful things. Iroha-san. Up until a moment ago, he was giving me a sharp look as if he were testing me. But before I knew it, that look gave way to a soft smile. In any case, it's already late for today. I'm going to prepare your bed now, so please go to sleep. Yes, thank you very much. Well, here's the thing. He was like, it's late, go home. But the gates closed, remember? We tried to leave when we were in Kaguro's path and we got stuck there. So, in the bed that Iroha-san prepared for me, on that day, I slept separately from him. The next morning, as soon as I awoke, something jumped right into my view. It was Iroha-san's handsome face sleeping in the bed next to mine. I should have actually stopped there, but that's okay. Instinctively, my heart jumped, but I breathed slowly to calm my feelings. Iroha-san really is nice. What's nice? I totally didn't think that he would be awake and listening. The fact that I chose Iroha-san when it came time for me to choose someone, I could never say such a thing. I rushed to jump out of bed. I'm sorry. There's not really any reason for you to apologize and run away, is there? I couldn't believe that I would get this embarrassed after he heard me talk to myself. Yeah, I guess so. I'm sorry. You apologize too much. Anyway, I was literally, she's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, at some point they're going to tell me I apologize too much. And he literally said it the next line. Please don't stare at me so much. I'm used to people looking at me with appraising eyes. But I'm not used to someone like you just staring at me for no reason. He's awkward blushing. It's so adorable. It makes me feel very uncomfortable. Sorry, but this is normal. What's normal here is to appraise one's value. Please get used to it. I like that. Get used to it, bitch. Like, that's sad. That's incredible. Like, that's sad to appraise one's value, but, I mean, that's normal for here, so... Is it really sad? I don't know. Get used to it. I feel like that's kind of like a snarky... Like, get used to it, because I'm going to be staring. I feel like we should tell him to get used to it, even though that's probably not even... That's incredible. That's incredible. It sounds... That's the weird one in this one. That's the awkward, like... It's normal to appraise one's value. That's incredible! This is the weirdest thing to say, and it just sounds weird, right? That sad is like, that's sad, because it is kind of sad, but then also, get used to it, because I have no intention of stopping staring at you, bitch. Sometimes he's cold and a little, like, snippy to me. I just kind of want to tell him to get used to it. But I can't look at you with such eyes, Hassan. So can't you get used to my way? Oh, what a strange request you've made. It really does seem that you've come here too early, miss. No, wait. The tip of his finger, which looked like whitefish, took a bunch of my hair. Looking at my own hair entwined by his long, thin fingers naturally made my pulse increase. There isn't a girl in this Yoshiwara who would turn red just from something like that. Of course his eyes were looking down on me. The weird thing is... Okay. So, you're too young because you get embarrassed just by me stroking your hair. But if there's not a lot of men around, wouldn't every woman on the island be kind of slightly awkward about all of this? Because it's not like the first time you ever have any experience with any kind of romantic-y things, it's always awkward and strange. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there comes a point where you're like, okay, I'm comfortable in my own skin, and then somebody does something different that maybe you've never experienced before. You might be like, oh, okay. And you might be more easygoing with it, right? As opposed to like, okay, it's your first, no man has ever touched you before at all, and then he touches your hair. Oh, that's weird. So let's just say you've been around the block a million times, but no one's ever stroked your hair. Okay, then the first time a man strokes your hair at that point, you're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to blush, it's awkward. You'd be like, oh, okay, this is kind of nice. Assholes all before you never did this, what the fuck? But, like, no woman on this island has really any experience with any man. You know what I mean? So, like, any of this, any woman, doesn't matter if you're 15 or 30 the first time you go here, you're going to be like, this is kind of awkward. Like, maybe if you're older, your mother's explained things, and okay, so blah, blah, blah. But, like, or your friends have talked, other people have gone, so maybe you kind of know what to expect where she doesn't, but you'd still be awkward about the whole thing. She'd be like, okay, whoo, this is weird, never done this before, and your experience of it. Like, I can't imagine the difference between losing your virginity at like 15 and doing it at 25 is any fucking different. It's still gonna be fucking awkward, right? Like, I don't know. Anyway. Of course his eyes were looking down on me. They were looking at me like a child more than a woman. Alright, so this is a good place to stop it before we go too far over. So I'll stop it here, and then we'll finish this in the next part. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.